The universe shakes as humans. Join the battle. The stars glittered like diamonds in the vast darkness as Commander Jia Kim's shuttle approached the massive ring-shaped station. The Galactic Conclave headquarters orbited the red dwarf star Proxima, Centauri, humanity's nearest stellar neighbor. Jia had never traveled this far from Earth before. Her heart raced with both excitement and dread. "Shuttle Epsilon 7, you are cleared for docking Bay 12, came a melodic alien voice through the comm system. Jia checked her uniform one last time. As Earth's military representative, she needed to make a good impression. Humanity had only achieved faster-than-light travel 15 years ago. They were babies compared to the ancient civilizations that formed the Conclave. The shuttle docked, with a gentle thud. When the airlock opened, Jia was greeted by a tall, willowy being with iridescent blue skin and 4 arms. "Welcome, Commander Kim. I am Diplomatic Liaison Tool. The Council awaits you." Jia followed Tool through wide corridors filled with beings of all shapes and sizes. Some floated in anti-gravity fields. Others slithered on multiple legs. The diversity was stunning. The council chamber was a vast amphitheater with 37 elevated platforms, one for each member species. At the center stood a holographic display showing a spiral galaxy with numerous red zones. "Commander Kim of Earth," announced a deep voice. "We thank you for answering our call." The speaker was High Counselor Mev, whose species resembled a cross between an octopus and an elephant. His skin shifted colors as he spoke. "The Conclave has existed for 12,000 years, Mev continued. "For the last 3 centuries we have fought a terrible enemy, the Void Empire. They consume worlds and turn their inhabitants into mindless warriors." The hologram shifted to show black ships shaped like jagged knives. "We are losing this war," said another counselor, a being made of what looked like living crystal. "Our scientists predict total defeat within 50 years. Jia's throat felt dry. "With respect, why call on Earth? We're centuries behind your technology. What can we possibly offer?" A ripple of what might have been laughter moved through the chamber. "What indeed," said Mev. "Commander, 2 years ago a Void scout ship attacked your colony on Mars. Your defenses were primitive, your ship slow, yet you destroyed the scout using tactics we had never considered." The hologram showed footage of the battle. Earth ships, hiding behind Martian moons, decoy drones, mining explosives repurposed as weapons. Since then, we have observed 17 similar encounters where human ships prevailed against superior forces, said the crystal being. "Your species thinks differently. You are adaptable, creative, and most importantly, unpredictable." Jia stood straighter. "We do what we must to survive." "Exactly," Mev said. "The Conclave fights by ancient rules of engagement. The Void Empire knows our patterns. But humans fight dirty." "That's not how I would put it," Jia replied, with a small smile. "We offer Earth full membership in the Conclave," Mev announced. "We will share our technology, protect your worlds, and help your species advance. In return, we ask that humanity joins our war." 3 days later, Jia stood before the United Earth government in Geneva. The room was silent as she finished explaining the Conclave's offer. President Lee spoke first. "They want us to fight their war because we're unpredictable?" "Because we think outside their box," Jia corrected. "They've been fighting the same way for centuries. The Void Empire knows all their moves." Defense Minister Song frowned. "How do we know the Conclave is telling the truth? Maybe they just want cannon fodder." "I saw their battle records," Jia replied. "The Void Empire has destroyed 12 inhabited systems in the past year alone. Earth would eventually be in their path." "And if we refuse?" asked President Lee. "Then, we stand alone when they come," Jia said simply. "The Conclave has offered us the stars along with the power to defend them, but that gift comes with a price." The room erupted in heated debate. Jia looked out the window at the peaceful blue sky of Earth. Soon, she knew, human ships would sail beyond that sky, into a war that would change her species forever. The universe was about to shake as humans joined the battle. The universe shakes as humans join the battle. 6 months had passed since Earth joined the Galactic Conclave. Aboard the massive space station Harmony, Admiral Jin Park watched human soldiers train alongside alien allies. The humans looked small next to the 8-foot-tall Krell warriors and the bulky Dovan mechanics. But size wasn't everything. "They still don't respect us," said Commander Hana Cho, joining him at the observation window. Her uniform bore the patch of the newly formed Human Space Force. Jin nodded. "They think our ships are toys and our weapons are sticks. We need to show them what humans can do." Below them, a human sergeant named Kim was teaching a group of aliens how to set up an ambush using minimal equipment. The aliens seemed confused by the lack of advanced technology in the exercise. "Why not use sensor drones?" asked a tentacled Mevaran. "Because the enemy can detect them," Kim explained patiently. "Sometimes the old ways work better." On the other side of the training hall, alien instructors were teaching humans how to use conclave weapons. The learning curve was steep, but humans were adapting quickly. Jin turned to Hana. "The UES Bright Star is ready for its first patrol mission. You'll be commanding." Hana's eyes widened. The Bright Star was an Earth vessel recently upgraded with conclave technology. The aliens won't like a human ship handling patrol duty. "That's exactly why you're doing it," Jin said with a smile. "Sector 7, near the Horsehead Nebula, should be routine." 3 days later, Hana stood on the bridge of the Bright Star as it dropped out of hyperspace at the edge of Sector 7. The ship's crew was mostly human with 5 alien specialists. "Standard sweep pattern," Hana ordered. "Passive sensors only." "Commander," said the alien sensor officer Trell, "our protocols call for active scanning in this sector." Hana shook her head. "Active scans can be detected from light years away. We'll do this quietly." They were halfway through their patrol route when Ensign Yu spotted something unusual. "Commander, there's a dust cloud moving against the stellar wind." Hana frowned. "Magnify." The screen showed what looked like a normal cosmic dust cloud, but it was indeed moving in an unnatural way. "That's not dust," Hana said. "Those are Void Empire stealth ships." Trell checked his instruments. "Impossible. Our sensors show nothing but dust." "They're using the particles to mask their energy signatures," Hana explained. "And they're on course to intercept the supply convoy heading to Outpost 12. The alien officers looked skeptical, but the humans on the bridge had learned to trust Hana's instincts. "The convoy has 6 ships with minimal defenses," said Lieutenant Bay, the tactical officer. "If we warn them now, the Void ships will detect the transmission." Hana studied the star chart. "There's a comet passing through this system. If we position ourselves in its tail, we can use the ice particles to hide our approach." "Our engines will melt the ice," Trell objected. "Not if we cut power and drift," Hana countered. "We can use maneuvering thrusters only." The plan was risky. The Bright Star powered down and slipped into the comet's massive tail, slowly positioning itself on an intercept course with the hidden Void ships. "Weapons ready," whispered Lieutenant Bay. "But at this range, we'll only get one shot before they react." Hana nodded. "Target their command ship. Once it's down, send the warning to the convoy." The moment came as the Void ships began to move out of the dust cloud, preparing to attack the approaching convoy. The Bright Star fired all weapons simultaneously. The command ship exploded in a spectacular flash. Before the other Void ships could react, Hana ordered full power to engines and a second volley of fire. The battle was brief but intense. The Bright Star took damage, but managed to destroy 3 enemy vessels. The rest fled. When they returned to Harmony Station, Hana expected a reprimand for breaking protocol. Instead, she found Admiral Jin waiting with High Counselor Mev. The convoy carried critical medical supplies for 3 systems, Mev said, his skin shifting to a respectful blue. "Your actions saved millions of lives." Jin smiled proudly. "And demonstrated something important about humans." "What's that?" Hana asked. "That we see things differently," Jin replied. "And in this war, a different perspective might be exactly what the Conclave needs. The universe shakes as humans. Join the battle 1 year had passed since Earth joined the war. Despite small victories like Commander Hana's clever ambush, the Conclave continued to lose ground. The Void Empire had conquered 3 more star systems in the past month alone. Admiral Jin Park stood before the Conclave War Council, facing the skeptical stares of 37 alien species. His proposal had caused an uproar. "You want to abandon our unified fleet doctrine?" asked General Krav, a massive reptilian with scarred scales. "The Conclave has fought this way for centuries." "And you've been losing for centuries," Jin replied, calmly. "Our standard tactics aren't working. The Void knows exactly what we'll do before we do it." Jin activated the holographic display, showing small dots representing ships. "Instead of massive fleet actions, I propose small, independent strike teams. Hit their supply lines, communication hubs, and command centers. Make them spread their forces thin." "Guerrilla warfare," said Counselor Mev thoughtfully. "An ancient human tactic." "Precisely," Jin nodded. 20 ships can do more damage than 200 if they strike at the right targets." After hours of debate, the council agreed to a test of Jin's strategy. Commander Hana Cho would lead the first strike team, 5 ships with mixed crews of humans and aliens. Their target, a Void Empire supply depot hidden in the rings of a gas giant. Hana gathered her team on the bridge of the UES horizon. "This mission is about speed and surprise. We hit hard and vanish before they can respond." Among her crew was Trell, the alien sensor officer who had doubted her during the Comet incident. He had requested this assignment specifically. "You're human. Tactics are unconventional," he admitted, "but effective." The 5 ships jumped into the target system far from the gas giant, using its massive magnetic field to mask their approach. They powered down all non-essential systems and drifted through the rings, looking like just 5 more chunks of ice among millions. "Enemy patrol approaching," whispered Lieutenant Bay at Tactical. "Hold position." The bridge crew held their breath as the black blade-shaped void ship passed within 1,000 kilometers, close enough to see with the naked eye through the viewports. "They didn't detect us," Trell said with amazement. "The ring's radiation is masking our signatures just as you predicted." When they reached the supply depot, a massive structure anchored to a large moonlet, Hana divided her forces. 2 ships would attack the depot itself. 2 would target the defense platforms. Hana's horizon would disable the communication array to prevent them from calling for help. "Execute on my mark," Hana ordered. 3, 2, 1. Mark. All 5 ships powered up simultaneously and launched their attack. The Void Empire forces, caught completely by surprise, responded sluggishly. Within minutes, the depot's defenses were crippled. As Hana's team planted explosives on the communication array, Lieutenant Bay made a startling discovery. "Commander, I'm picking up unusual energy readings from inside the depot. They're not consistent with supplies or weapons." "Get me visual," Hana ordered. The images showed a massive device being assembled in the depot's central bay. Its design was unlike anything they had seen before. "Download all their data," Hana commanded. "We need to know what that thing is." With the explosives set and the data secured, the strike team returned to their ships. As they pulled away from the depot, the charges detonated, destroying the communication array and most of the facility. When they returned to Conclave space, the stolen data revealed a terrifying truth. The Void Empire was building a weapon capable of collapsing a star, turning it into a black hole that would devour entire systems. "This is why we needed your approach," Counselor Mev told Jin and Hana as they reviewed the findings. "Our traditional patrols would never have discovered this." Within weeks, human-led strike teams were deployed across the front. For the first time in decades, the Conclave began to reclaim lost territory. The Void Empire, forced to defend countless potential targets, could no longer mount effective offensives. The tide of war had begun to turn. The universe shakes as humans join the battle. 2 years into the war, General Hana Cho stood silently before the wall of remembrance on the Conclave Station Harmony. The curved black surface displayed thousands of names in different languages. Too many of them were human. "I thought I might find you here," Admiral Jin Park said, approaching slowly. His uniform looked crisp, but his eyes showed weariness. "We lost another strike team yesterday," Hana said softly. "The dark horizon in all hands." Jin nodded grimly. Captain Sun and his crew knew the risks. Did they? Did any of us truly understand what we were signing up for when Earth joined this? Va? The human-led strategy had changed the course of the conflict. Small, agile teams striking critical targets had forced the Void Empire on the defensive. For the first time in centuries, the Conclave was winning. But the cost was heavy. Earth's resources are stretched thin, Jin admitted. Our shipyards work day and night. Our training centers can barely produce soldiers fast enough to replace our losses. Hana touched a name on the wall. Li Min, her former academy classmate. We're good at war, Jin. Maybe too good. Their conversation was interrupted by blaring alarms. Emergency lights flashed red throughout the station. All personnel to battle stations, announced a voice over the intercom. This is not a drill. Jin's communicator beeped with an urgent message. His face paled as he read it. What is it? Hana asked. The Void Empire has launched a massive counter-offensive, Jin replied, his voice tight. They're bypassing Conclave, defenses and heading straight for Earth. Hana felt her blood run cold. They've identified the source of their trouble. All available ships are being recalled to defend Earth, Jin said as they rushed toward the command center. But many won't arrive in time. Within hours, Hana was aboard the flagship Defiant, leading a hastily assembled fleet back to Earth. The journey through hyperspace seemed endless. When they finally arrived, the battle was already raging. Hundreds of Void ships had surrounded Earth. The planet's orbital defenses, enhanced with conclave technology, were holding, but barely. Several defense platforms had already fallen. Status. Report, Hana demanded as the Defiant joined the fight. The enemy is targeting our planetary shield generators, reported Lieutenant Bay. 3 have already been destroyed. If they take out 2 more, Earth's surface will be exposed. Hana studied the tactical display. The Void fleet was massive, at least 3 times the size of Earth's defenders. They committed everything to this attack, she realized. They know if they destroy humanity, they can return to fighting the Conclave the old way. A plan formed, in her mind, risky, perhaps suicidal, but it might save Earth. Admiral Jin, she called over the secure channel. I need your authorization for Operation Spearhead. There was a pause before Jin's voice came through, heavy with understanding. Authorized, General Cho. May your ancestors watch over you, Hana. Gathered her strike team, 5 ships including the Defiant. We're going to target their command vessel, she told her captains. If we can eliminate their leadership, their attack will lose coordination. The enemy command ship lurked at the rear of the Void formation, a massive blade of darkness twice the size of any other vessel. To reach it, they would have to punch through the enemy fleet. Full power to forward shields, Hana ordered. All weapons hot. We hit them hard and don't stop. The 5 human ships accelerated toward the enemy line. Void vessels swarmed to intercept them, but the humans moved with unpredictable patterns, making them difficult targets. Shields at 40%, reported Lieutenant Bay as they took heavy fire. Keep going, Hana commanded. 2 of their ships exploded under the intense barrage. A 3rd was crippled but continued firing its weapons. The Defiant and the remaining escort pushed through. We're in range of the command ship, Bay announced. All power to weapons, Hana ordered. Fire everything we have. The Defiant's enhanced weapons tore into the Void command ship. For a moment, nothing happened. Then explosions rippled across the massive vessel's surface. Direct hit on their power core, Bay shouted. The Void command ship imploded, creating a shockwave that rocked the Defiant violently. Throughout the battlefield, the Void ships suddenly seemed disorganized, their coordinated attack falling apart. Earth's defenders seized the opportunity, pushing back against the now confused enemy. Within hours, the remaining Void ships retreated. Earth was saved, but at tremendous cost. Nearly a 1/3 of the human fleet was destroyed. Thousands of soldiers would never return home. At the victory ceremony 1 week later, the Conclave Supreme Council formally recognized humanity's sacrifice. Today we honor those who gave everything, Councillor Mev declared, and we acknowledge that in humanity, the Conclave has found not just an ally, but a teacher. The universe shakes as humans Join the battle. 5 years had passed since Earth joined the war. The galaxy had changed in ways no one could have predicted. General Hana Cho, now serving on the Conclave High Command, stood at the massive viewports of the station New Dawn. Below her, ships from dozens of species prepared for the final offensive against the Void Empire's core worlds. Operation Sunrise begins in 12 hours, said Admiral Jin, joining her at the window. Time had added streaks of gray to his hair, but his eyes remained sharp. Are you ready? Hana nodded. As ready as anyone can be for the end of a war. The years of conflict had transformed humanity's place in the galaxy. Human tactical innovations had spread throughout the Conclave military. Human cultural exchange programs had flourished, and human adaptability had inspired other species to question their ancient, rigid ways. I remember when we first arrived, Hana said quietly. They treated us like children. Jin smiled. Now they send their officers to train at our academies. The final battle plan, codename Operation Sunrise, was largely Hana's creation. Instead of a direct assault on the Void Empire's heavily defended core worlds, they would use a series of coordinated jumps through lesser-known hyperspace routes to appear directly above the Void capital world. The Supreme Commander wants to see you, Jin said, checking his communicator. Something about last-minute intelligence. In the command center, Supreme Commander Mev greeted Hana with respect. His skin rippled with shades of purple, the Arcturian color of concern. Our deep-cover agents have sent disturbing information, Mev said. The Void Empire is preparing to activate multiple star collapsers. If successful, they could destroy a dozen systems, including their own. Hana frowned. That makes no sense. Why would they destroy their own worlds? Desperation, Jin suggested. Or there's something we're missing. The battle began at dawn, station time. The Conclave fleet, led by Hana aboard the flagship Horizon, jumped into the Void home system. The surprise was complete. The enemy's main fleet was caught out of position. Target their orbital defenses, Hana ordered. Clear a path for our landing forces. The space around the Void capital world became a storm of weapons fire and exploding ships. The Horizon took heavy damage in the fighting. Main engines offline, reported Lieutenant Quan, who had replaced Bay after the Battle of Earth. We're drifting toward the planet. Prepare a shuttle, Hana decided. I'll lead the ground assault myself. Jin caught her arm. That's not your job anymore, General. Someone needs to reach their central command before they activate those star collapsers, Hana replied firmly. I know their systems better than anyone. The shuttle ride through the battle was harrowing. 2 escort ships were destroyed before they reached the surface. Hana led her mixed team of human and alien soldiers through the eerily empty streets of the Void capital. Where is everyone? Asked Sergeant Yu. They found their answer in the massive central fortress. As they fought their way to the command center, they discovered chambers filled with Void citizens in deep stasis pods. They're preserving their population, Hana realized. In the central chamber, they finally confronted the Supreme Void Lord, a tall being wreathed in shifting darkness. You are too late, it said in a voice that seemed to come from everywhere and nowhere. The devices are already counting down. Why? Hana demanded. Why destroy your own worlds? Because it is the only way to stop what comes next, the Void Lord replied. The Conclave does not understand. Their exploration awakens ancient forces beyond the rim. We fight to save the universe, not conquer it. Instead of attacking, Hana made an unexpected choice. She lowered her weapon. Show me, she said. The Void Lord connected her to their sensor network. What Hana saw chilled her blood. Vast entities of pure energy moving toward galaxy from the intergalactic void. According to Void calculations, they would arrive within 50 years. When the battle ended, Hana brought this knowledge back to the Conclave. 3 months of tense negotiations followed. The result was unprecedented, a new alliance that included both the Conclave and the former Void Empire. 1 year later, Hana watched as the first joint expedition fleet prepared to depart. Its mission, to establish early warning posts and research. The approaching entities. The lead ship explorer was commanded by her niece, Captain Su Cho. "We still don't know if they're truly a threat," Su said as they shared a final meal before departure. "Better to be prepared," Hana replied. "The galaxy finally stands united. That alone made this war worth fighting." As the explorer jumped to hyperspace, Hana thought about humanity's journey from an isolated world to the keystone of galactic unity. They had joined a war expecting to be minor players. Instead, they had changed the universe, and now they would help defend it against whatever came next.